Whatever happened to Shanquella Robinson? New details next on Course TV.
Kept failing, game plan, kept changing, dreams fading, started hesitating, couldn't deal with the agitation. It only
months since the Charlotte native went on a trip with friends to Cabo, Mexico. She didn't return home alive. Mexican authorities have ruled her death a femicide or murder. The FBI also investigating her death. But here we are 4 months later, still no arrests in this case, leaving many questions like how did this happen and who did it? Today, the attorney for Shanquella Robinson's family sent us a copy of a letter. The Robinson family and a national activist are now calling on President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken to personally help to bring justice for Shanquella. The letter to the president also included a packet of Mexican police records that had not been released previously, and an autopsy. There's a copy of it for you right here. We went through it very carefully, and we found there are some key takeaways here for you to understand. First off, this was performed the day after Shanquella was killed. It shows Shanquella died from atlas and medullary dislocation. In simple terms, that's a broken neck and a severe spinal cord injury. The autopsy also found contusions or blunt force trauma to her front region or her head and parts of her pelvis as well. And there were also friction burns on her body. In early November, this video showing an alleged fight went viral on social media. Now, we don't know if she sustained those injuries described in the autopsy during this fight, but her family says this is Shanquella in the video. And the FBI in Charlotte tells WBTV they were also sent that video. Now, in the packet of documents they provide by the law firm representing Shanquella's family were those police reports. They interviewed someone who interacted with Shanquella and her friends while in Cabo. Here's our Brandon Hamilton's report.
An employee at the resort Robinson was staying at describes providing assistance to the friends in Robinson inside their Cabo, Mexico villa. That unidentified male employee told investigators the group arrived on the night of October the 28th. He said he met Robinson around dinner time. He added she was the last to the table, quote, seemed not to fit in with the others and was out of place at that party. The next day, October the 29th, as we've reported, Robinson was found dead. According to the transcript, the resort employee received a text from the main guest asking about medical service and added that Robinson had alcohol poisoning. Employee later learned Robinson had died. In the initial death certificate provided by her family, a spinal cord injury was listed as the cause of death. In the hours after her death, again, according to the transcript, the group requested a driver to go to dinner. They would never come back to the villa. After seeing this viral video, the employee in the transcript said, quote, I realized that practically the main guest had manipulated me with the information she provided of what happened to leave the country as soon as possible.
Yeah, so I really wanted to take some time and speak about Miss Shanquella Robinson because I care. I cared from the beginning. This story really broke my heart. And so with these new details now surfacing the net, is like now they found more on the autopsy, like a bruised pelvis, and she was beat down very bad, right? But finally, the family asked President Joe Biden to take a look at the case. The paperwork is on his desk. Let's see if Joe Biden will look at the story as if it was his own daughter that got killed brutally like this. Just like a young brother said online, this story was a story like Jesus and Judas. Shanquella trusted her friends, and just like Jesus, she didn't want to fight back when they asked her to fight back. Just like Jesus gave himself up, Shanquella gave herself up. I apologized to my viewers and told my viewers that I was sorry of false information. I was following a guy who had in-depth information in-depth information of what happened there, news reporter. But it's evident that he was doing it for clout and was giving false information out. So I apologize to my audience, but there was a witness in this case who saw Shanquella and her friends eat an employee at the resort, and he said that Shanquella was quiet into herself, not really fitting into the mix. Whether they were bullying her or whatever the case may be, it's just an example of the story and of example of evil and hate coming her way. And so I just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that I hope and wish and pray that the United States government could turn it around. It's been a few months now, and nothing has been done. And that girl who killed Shanquella is still running the streets and walking the streets, and could go to McDonald's, could go to KFC, could go to Taco Bell, go to Walmart, and she's normal and she's living a good life, while Shanquella is buried 6 feet deep. I would love to know what you guys think about this story. I watched the representative from the White House speak, and she said it's devastating, but she really couldn't talk much on it because the FBI is investigating the case. Just like Miss Nancy Gray, I care for Shanquella as well. And I hope and pray that her family and her loved ones could get closure on this case. And then that evil, bad demon and all the rest of Shanquella's friends that went with her can pay for what they did. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. But please, go in peace.
I got so much on my mind, but living life is